These are the UFC fighters who decided to step into the political octagon. Up first is Tito Ortiz. Ortiz had dreams of becoming a police officer after retiring from the UFC, but then had a change of heart after Donald Trump's first election. In June of 2020, he said, "I'll be going on a ride-along this week. I think sometime Thursday, but I don't know. I'm second-guessing it now. Being an officer and trying to control people in an environment is hard to do. At the same time, I'm putting myself at risk. Maybe I want to step a little bit higher. There's an open seat here in Huntington Beach for mayor. Maybe that's the next step, getting into the political side, and instead of being a person to hold a gun on my side, to be able to use my voice." Tito ended up winning the mayoral election and was sworn into office in December of 2020, but resigned after less than 6 months. While he stated his resignation was because he was working in a hostile environment and that he feared for his family's life, many people speculate that he was forced to resign for his controversial actions, like opposing COVID-19 mandates, filing for unemployment while serving on city council, and for promoting social media posts from people who were deemed racist. Up next is none other than Chael Sonnen. In 2010, Chael Sonnen ran for the 37th District of the Oregon House of Representatives. However, he had to drop out due to a legal dispute related to a real estate case. He said, "I'm not at liberty to disclose the details, but my name was involved in a real estate case that requires a ruling. If the ruling is adverse, I would be disqualified from running for office until 2011. This came as a shock to even his closest advisors, who had no clue Sonnen had legal issues. Chael had been receiving heat for a tweet he made about Anderson Silva's manager as well, which many people said was racially motivated. Chael later denied posting that and said he didn't even have a Twitter account. Up next is Fedor Emelianenko. While he never officially fought in the UFC, Fedor is one of the most prominent MMA fighters around, with 40 wins and 7 losses. Dana White even said, "He's become my obsession. I want him worse than the fans want it." Not only did Fedor have success in professional fighting, he's also found a great career in Russian politics. In 2010, he was elected to a 5-year term as deputy of the Belgrade Regional Duma. In 2012, he was placed as a staff member on Russia's Council of Physical Fitness and Sports, where he remains to this day. At number 4 is the neo-samurai Genki Sudo. Genki had a very successful UFC career with a record of 15, 4, and 2. Known for his unorthodox fighting style, Sudo wowed crowds with his showmanship and athleticism, but much of his personality and beliefs carried over from fighting to politics. In many of his fights, Genki was seen toting a custom flag that said, "We are all one." In 2019, he campaigned on the same phrase and landed a spot in the House of Councilors as a political independent between 2019 and 2024. His main focus was on furthering food safety, protection of the environment, and focusing on foreign policy that used realistic and peaceful negotiations. Last but not least is Conor McGregor. Conor has always been a divisive figure, even during his UFC career. He's known for mocking and berating his opponents at press conferences and on social media. He's even gotten in trouble with the law a number of times, including driving violations, assault, robbery, and even sexual assault. But that hasn't stopped the notorious from pursuing a political career. In 2023, McGregor considered running to become the president of Ireland, citing immigration policy and a misallocation of the nation's funds as the main drivers. In 2025, he was invited to the White House by Donald Trump, and he said he planned to run as an independent candidate for the 2025 presidential election in Ireland. While sentiment may change, polls show that only 7% of Irish citizens would vote for him if he were to run. Interestingly, more than 3/4 of citizens said that Donald Trump disrespected Ireland by inviting Conor to the White House, showing that his chances of having a political career were slim as it stands.